So in one of my previous videos, I gave you a few tips to help you get started in real estate. But let's face it, without a property, without a deal, none of that has any weight. In this video, I'm gonna give you 4 ways that you can find some deals without including a realtor. And to add on to that, most of these are free or really inexpensive. Tip number 1. This is one of the most cost-effective ways to go out and find a deal. A lot of big investors do this, and it's known as driving for dollars. Literally get in your car, drive, and find that next deal. Most of you know what you're looking for. You know when you're driving down the street and you see that house that just something isn't right. Either the grass is ridiculously high, or the lights have been off for months and no one seems to come home, the trash can is full, the mailbox is full of mail. You know exactly where I'm going with this. This might be a property that could be a phenomenal deal. Something there is going on, and it's up to you to use some of the tools that we all have at our disposal to find out exactly what is going on. You will be surprised how much information Google will give you just by putting in an address, finding out who the owner is or who the heirs are to the property, and then reaching out and asking them whether or not they're interested in selling the property. So aside from your gas and your time, driving for dollars, literally getting in your car and driving to find a deal is one of the best ways to find an off-market property. Tip number 2, local violation list. Now, a lot of local municipalities will give you this information for free if you go and ask nicely. Now, what is a violation list? Well, just a second ago, I mentioned that when you're driving for dollars and you notice that that grass is really high or something isn't right, I promise you the township is also aware, or the city, or the borough, or whatever the situation may be. And more than likely, they may have started to impose fines on that property. And if you can get notice of when a property gets a violation notice or multiple violation notices, this might be a telltale sign for you to reach out, for you to find out exactly what's going on, because maybe all of these signs equate to there being some urgency for that homeowner. And that's where you come in, the knight in shining armor, saving them with an offer to get them out of this nonsense, because you just never know. So see if you can go to some of your local municipalities, shake hands with the inspectors, find out the name of the person working the front desk, and find out how you can get one of these lists. Number 3, let's face it, I don't care what business you're in, rubbing elbows has so much value. The more people you know, the more opportunity there is, the more people that know what you're looking to do, the better. But take it a step further. You can go on your phone, download Meetup, find out your local real estate investment mixers, go out there, shake hands, kiss babies, let them know that you're in the market looking for a deal. Contact some local divorce attorneys. People who divorce usually want to sell a property, and a lot of times they are working, and a lot of times they're willing to work out some type of a deal because there is urgency. So get creative, go out there, spend some time, rub some elbows, let people know that you are a local investor looking to make an offer on their property. Tip number 4, probate. Probate is not necessarily one of my favorite lists, but it is a list that is a great resource. Probate is when someone passes away and leaves a property to their estate. And a lot of times the estate may not want to deal with the moving mechanics that comes with selling a property. They may not want to clean up the property. They may not want to trash out the property. They may not want to vet realtors. They may not want to deal with negotiating offers. The list goes on. But if you can find out a way to get a probate list, there are tons of sites that sell them, or you can pick up your newspaper. I know, the newspaper. They're also available online. Check the local obituary and find a creative way to approach them. Don't be an ambulance chaser saying, hey, John just died, we want to buy his house. But if you can provide value, remember that a lot of times these people have a problem to solve. They may not know that they're being left the house. They may not be near the house, and all these moving parts may create a situation where they could benefit from someone like you, an investor who is going to come in and make them an offer and alleviate all of the headaches that they would usually deal with if they were going to sell the property. So consider probate. Just do it creatively. Tip number 5, there is a reason your neighborhood contractor and landscaper wear a shirt that says general contractor or landscaper. Why? Because they generate business. You can do the same thing. You can go and get printed shirts that say, I buy houses, I buy ugly houses or we buy houses, whatever the lingo that you may want to come up with, and implement that. There's a thing called Bandit Signs, which I'm sure all of you have seen, those yellow signs with the big black letters and ugly text that say, "We buy homes." And they give you their phone number. You may not know it, but those signs generate calls, and those calls lead to deals. So if you are going to respect your local laws and understand where you can place these bandit signs, go ahead and place a few. If you have a local screen printing company, and yes, I said local, I'm all about supporting local, have a shirt or two made. Have your kids wear a shirt that says "My dad" or "My mom" buys houses, because it only takes one person to say, "Hey, I have a house that I need to sell." And next thing you know, you have a deal. So the last tip, and probably not my favorite, and that's because of all of the nonsense that stems around this source, but it's Zillow. I can't tell you how many times I get phone calls based on Zillow's pre-foreclosure inventory. Now, first of all, you have to know what a pre-foreclosure is. It's a fancy term that Zillow uses for a homeowner or borrower who is or at one point was behind on their mortgage. But that creates urgency. Someone who is behind on their mortgage is absolutely a sign. It is a hand up asking for help. Now, what type of help they're looking for, you may need to explore that a little bit, but quite often these homeowners would consider selling the property. And a lot of times they are already emotionally just beat up and no longer want to deal with the nonsense. And that is where you, an investor or someone who is a problem solver, can approach them, offer a way to get them out of the situation, and then the situation becomes a win-win. They get out of the property and you find a way to buy the property, in which creates a deal for you. So there you have it. There are 6 ways to help you find an off-market deal without even including a realtor. With all that being said, there's my tip for the week. Do me a favor, if you found any value to this, please like, comment, and/or share. Tune in next week for the very next Just the Tip Tuesday with Chris. Until then, take care.